Hey guys, it's Kevin from the Hopcast, and welcome back to another beer review. Today, I have an older beer from a brewery that I have not reviewed on the channel yet, and that is Twigs by Other Half and Siren. Other Half, obviously, is the brewery out of New York City, very, very popular right now. And Siren Brewing Company is one I was actually not familiar with at all that I had to look up. It's from the United Kingdom. This is a beer that it's the Tahitian vanilla aged version of a massive lactose imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels that Other Half brewed with Siren Brewing. So I really like the logo, like the little design on here. It's almost like holographic almost. We've got little twigs. They're really cute. My wife's in the background of this video right now, so she can make fun of me later. So she wanted to see how I did this. I'm still not really sure how I do it either. So, yeah, so there's not a whole lot else on this beer that I could find. Untapped is rating it a 4.26, which is pretty decent. Not a whole lot of ratings. And there's no IBUs, 12% alcohol by volume. So this is not when you're going to have pounding night after night after night. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get into the actual beer review, shall we? So I got the trusty bottle opener here. Oh, wow. And this beer is from 2016, I think. So this is aged, almost 4 years now. I got it as part of a trade. There's actually no check-ins for February on this beer at all, so it's kind of exciting. I let it warm up, probably about 55 degrees. Let's go ahead and see what this guy's about. See how that pours. You get a better look at it. Looks kind of thinner, not too thick of a stout. Wow, the barrel on it has aged very well. It smells super oaky. Although I do kind of get some of the oxidation from the cap maybe leaking a little bit over time. What is that I smell? I'm not really getting much vanilla. It seems like the vanilla's pretty much fallen off at this point. There is something in that bourbon that smells almost like licorice almost. I can't really tell what that smell is, but not too much lacing. It's kind of like spotty. Spotty on the glass though, because my fingers were all over it. But yeah, lots of different smells here on the nose. It's kind of a lighter stout too. The color is not that dark, honestly. So without further ado, let's see how it tastes. Okay. It's a little bit hot, to be honest with you. I'm kind of surprised by that. There's almost only bourbon left in this beer after 4 years. This says May of 2016, so 3.5, almost 4 years. Lots of bourbon. The vanilla is very, very, very subtle. Mouthfeel is decent. Kind of thin, like I said. You can tell there's not a whole lot of viscosity in this beer. Doesn't really linger. It's not chewy at all, which my wife's probably laughing at me. The word chewy does not really sound like something you'd want from a beer, but believe it or not, that is a texture term that people like in these thicker stouts. But then again, this is 2016, so this is kind of right around the time that stouts started to get thicker and thicker and more condensed with the grain bill. So I don't know. It's okay. The flavors are almost only bourbon, a little bit of vanilla in the back end, dates, maybe figs, kind of overwhelming the senses, which that's not always my favorite taste in a stout. Some people like that, but Hmm. Yeah. Not a whole lot of character left in this beer. The smell was great as soon as I got it out of the bottle, but honestly, past that, there's not a whole lot to offer. So, what's the verdict? Well, I would say that beer has a thin mouthfeel, which for some people, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Central Water Stouts that they release, like the Cassian Sunset, like the Brewers Reserve series that they have. Kind of similar mouthfeel to that, only a lot more barrel character than those beers. Um, and not a whole lot else. I'm so used to having stouts with adjuncts. This is kind of strange that the vanilla is so small. As it warms up a little bit, the beer opens up a little bit of a better scent. Lots of dates, maybe even a little bit of like black licorice, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But so I would rate this beer, I think, a 4 out of 5. Not terribly good, but I haven't had a lot from Other Half. I know they do a lot of collabs. I have a couple other bottles from them, including Pastry Town and a couple others. So we'll see what those bottles have to offer. So, guys, that was Twigs by Other Half and Siren Brewing Company. 2016, 12% alcohol by volume, and I've rated a 4 out of 5. If you guys like this beer review and you want to see more like it, please remember to leave me a comment below what you liked, what you didn't like about the video, and consider subscribing if you want to see more content in the future. All right, this is going to do it for me tonight on the Hopcast. Cheers.